Up, you fish freaks? Welcome to episode number 104 of the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast, your ultimate source for all things kayak fishing. Now, this episode is sponsored by Dark Horse Tackle. Now, sponsored always feels a little bit weird to me, but nonetheless, it feels weird because it feels so impersonal, but I actually love these guys. Like, I'm friends with them, and I love what they put out every single month and what they have going on their website. Actually had them on the show, so if you missed that one, check out the Dark Horse Tackle show. But I always like to highlight a lure that's in one of their boxes. So one just came, and the one I'm going to be highlighting today is going to be a Hag's Outlier Frog. This guy right here. So I like it for a couple reasons. It's got the ribbed bottoms, goes displace a lot more water. These tails are sweet. I always appreciate like a black bottom frog. I don't know why. I just like that. So you got black and white with the tail. These tails are crazy. Going to catch a lot of water there. And I know you guys can't like feel this thing, but when I touch it, I love the softness. I love soft hollow body frogs. And so look forward to throwing this guy out here soon. So, all right. Well, I can't move forward without thanking some pretty special people. This past week, I got 5 channel members. So channel members help to support this dream we got going on. Freaking StreamYard costs money. Everything costs money to host and this, that, and everything. So thank you so much, Tom Mix. Thank you, Casey Jones to Fish, BB Detroit, Ben Bularo, and Cadillac Joe. 5 channel members. Freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. Keep the dream alive. Tonight, I have Andrew Blair, and we're going to be talking about how to catch bass in the heat of July. I was out today, pretty hot. It's going to be a pretty hot week. Water temperatures were 80 degrees plus, and so this should be a good show. So we'll see how it goes. So let's welcome Andrew Blair. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Hey, good, man. How's it going?
It's going well. You I was watching some of your videos. Usually you shoot out in your garage, studio, yak shack. What's going on? You're in the house.
Yeah, it's 96 degrees. And for the sake of your followers, you probably don't want to see a sweaty me. So
Yeah.
we moved it inside to the workplace for now.
Oh.
And
Well, 10K sweaty fishing might like it. His comments over here. He might like it. I don't know. I still need to know the story behind 10K sweaty fishing, nonetheless. Seth's not here tonight. Seth is well, got some work or something like that. Blah blah blah. Got to work. So we'll see him next week. But I guess I'll be running solo like I have done for the first 80 episodes of this bad boy. But so, Andrew, I see you a lot on Instagram, see you a lot on all those types of platforms. And I was like, you know what? I actually like your stuff. The ASMR video you put out today actually made me laugh. I
yeah,
was really bummed that YouTube didn't send it because I was like, this is really good. Why isn't YouTube like sending this thing to the freaking moon?
yeah, that one was hit or miss. That was impromptu. Josh Evans, a dude on the Jackson team with me, I was like, I'm going to do this one day. And we ran it, and it's doing well on Facebook and Instagram per usual, but TikTok and YouTube didn't like it too much. But
YouTube doesn't like anything, nothing. Like
Like,
Facebook would be like, oh, I'm gonna send this to 1.5 million. TikTok's like, oh, I'll give it 5 million. YouTube's like, I'll get 57 views, maybe. I'll think about it.
Yes.
Give me a year, and I might push this thing. Oh my gosh, so funny. So how you been?
Hot. We've been fishing a lot of monthly tournaments. I don't know if anybody in the chat does the KBF Challenge Series. We've been doing those, some local
yeah.
club stuff.
Heck yeah.
Between that and the bait business and 9 to 5 and 3 kids, it's just always no sleep, lots of caffeine, and running around like crazy. But I see you had an awesome trip up north. Pretty jealous. Those are some bucket list fish up there.
Oh yeah, which ones are you hoping to catch someday?
I honestly, some of your alien critters, the rockfish, right?
Oh, there's so many different types of rockfish. Yeah, there's like you never know what you're gonna pull up.
Yeah, I've never fished north of Pennsylvania, so
Oh yeah,
it's all PA down to now South Carolina, smallmouth, largemouth, snakehead, bowfin when we target them, and gonna be a very big noob with inshore, but I'm here in Charleston, so
I don't know. We'll see what
Gotta get
happens.
in
Yeah,
there.
my favorite fish on off Vancouver Island, was the lingcod. Mostly because it was the biggest fish. But every time I catch like a bomber or some type of rockfish or a China rockfish, or every time I pulled something up, there's a new name for it. Like I was fishing with some saltwater guys, like, oh, that's China. Oh, that's a bomber. Oh, that's like, what are you guys even talking about? It was a new color, new flavor, new looking thing. I had fish that were blowing, like throwing up their uh their stomachs. It was wild. It was really wild. I was just editing a video right before the podcast started, of my biggest lingcod. I haven't posted it yet. So I caught a 37-inch, and that
Oh
thing
wow.
was donkey. Now 40 inchers are like trophies in that area where I was fishing. So I was a little short, but still it felt really good. All right. Well, tonight we are going to be talking about catching bass in the heat of July. I was out this morning with my buddy Bowfin Junkie, came down from Cleveland, and we thought we were going to have a sick day. We got out there, sun was coming up. We doubled up on 18s. I was like, oh man, it was a new lake. We're trying to figure it out. I was like, oh, let's go. And it was all downhill as it got hotter and hotter. But we picked them up, but they definitely made us work for them. We didn't catch anything bigger than 18s, but hopefully that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, kind of dissecting that a bit. And so I got a bunch of questions for you, but let's get this thing kicked off. Andrew, for those of you who don't know yet, give us a quick origin story of Tactical Fishing Co. and what drives your passion for starting that and bass fishing. How'd you get all started in it? Tell us your story.
So bass fishing I've done basically my entire life. I was in the Army up until 2021.
Thank you for your
Started a
service,
YouTube
my man.
channel, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the YouTube thing, and so tactical fishing was the name, right? And
Yeah.
never made a plastic in my life. It was mainly, if I'm in the Army and I'm gonna be traveling, let's get it on camera. And after a while, started pouring plastics. I got COVID, and like most bait makers, we started making plastics during COVID. And
Yep.
fast forward to now, there was a little epiphany of I have to have molds that I design because certain molds don't have what I want, right? And you want to be unique. So all of our stuff is drawn on paper now by me and the team, put in CAD, and it's all kind of tailored to our style of fishing, which is usually fast style fishing. A lot of chatterbait style trailers. I got stuff here to show later, but soft plastic frogs. We designed hollow body frogs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So everything was tailored to, that thick vegetation, pads, grass. Um, yeah, so that's where that basically took off. I stopped doing YouTube when I started doing the bait making, which is why I'm
Oh,
starting it again. And I
I was about to
focused.
say you had like 800 videos up.
Yeah, so I did a lot back then. And then I split my channels. I went business page, personal content. And my
Okay.
goal was to feed one with the other, right? Back and forth. And Instagram, TikTok, and the others took off. And I was like, man, I don't have time to edit this long form when I'm making plastics at night. And then, so backburnered that. My TikTok recently got banned. My,
What? I
per-
didn't know
my, per-
that.
my personal one. Yeah. So my personal one got banned. I was like, well, that frees up time for YouTube
Do I
again.
want to ask
So
why? I want to ask why. Should I ask
people,
why? Everybody
just
wants to know
people
why.
reporting me for animal abuse because I'm fishing. That's what the report said. So
Oh, PETA banned you.
no, I think it's people that like to watch what I'm doing, but we all have those people. So I got it back, and then about a week later, more reports came in, and it's gone. So tactical fishing, I still have, we have 42,000 over there. I had 55,000 on mine, and that got canned. So started YouTube again another three months ago. I think it is now 3 months ago. Trying to get on the YouTube grind, get some long form out there and shorts, and you
So
know
the one I saw today, Andrew Blair Fishing, was one you started
that's
weeks
my
ago?
first. That's no the YouTube, yeah. So that used to be tactical fishing when I started.
You switched the name. Got it.
I
So how did
changed
you
the
get 800
name.
videos? Yeah.
I changed the name. There's only like 30 long form videos on there though. That's the thing. So I went back
No,
and
I get it.
deleted everything that was poor, that wasn't in my taste for how I want to do it now, even though you're
Yeah.
not saying not supposed to. I went back and deleted it, changed it to just me, and started over. We were at 2,700, I think,
You doubled
starting
that.
the year, and now I'm at 5,700. So
Yeah.
it's
YouTube's a grind. They make you
it
work
is
for it. They
it
make
is.
you work for it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot different than the others. Instagram and Facebook, I got pretty much dialed. TikTok, I had dialed, and the grind with the algorithm on each platform. You just got to figure them out and then hammer them until they change, and then figure them out again. And
Yep, sounds
but
about right. Southwest Indiana Outdoors got a comment in here coming in for you.
yeah,
How's the best frogs I've thrown? There's
right
a testimonial. Go ahead and take that.
They're right there.
Only
in that box.
frogs.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll get to those.
Yeah, he started using our hollow bodies this season. Has had really good luck with them. So that's our babies. Topwater fishing is our thing. That's what we love doing. So
my question to you is: we hop into catching bass in the heat of July. Should we start with like the origin? I think it'd be fun to start with like, I created a bait. This is why he created it, and this is how I fish it in July, and this is why it performs for us. So let's just kind of go through I got people in here saying I've never caught a frogfish. So you're gonna he's gonna show you how. I know, right? So how about you start going through some of your lures and walk us through all the way to how you fish them, on the rigs that you fish them, where you fish them, how you fish them, retrieve, all that stuff. Kind of origin to if someone's never even heard of it before. So let's roll.
We'll start with the most popular one. This is what most people know us for, and this is our minnow ready to eat. And this one kind of is the most transferred bait that we had from Maryland to here, because in the wintertime up there, we'd fish the Rappahannock and the Potomac for smallmouth, right?
Yep.
So this is the MRE right here.
So explain that, because I take this live and I take it into a audio version. Yep.
So the MRE is, if you had to describe it, it is a minnow, but instead of having standard fins, we wanted to stagger fin them. It has a larger top or larger bottom fin than top, and they are flanged. Okay. And the whole purpose of this, when we were fishing smallmouth in the winter, right, all the research we did pointed us to the fish preying on crawfish that were injured first, right? So there's an old trick where if you trim the claws on your crawfish, they're less likely to rip the claws off to wound them, right? They're just going to eat the bait. So we wanted to mimic a crawfish style claw when it was on a Ned, believe it or not. So the started as a Ned bait. Now it slowly transformed into our bladed jig trailer, and I brought some jackhammers. Everybody knows what jackhammers are. I know you have an audio version, but the MRE here, we'll do a Nevo Elite. So this is what it's going to look like.
Fishing that this morning.
Yep, the back.
Is that a gold blade? I was fishing the exact one this morning.
This is my favorite color. White chartreuse with a gold blade. I'll catch fish all across the country. It's, in my opinion, my favorite. So if you see how those tails are flailing just sitting here, that's how they go behind the bait, right? So we ended up shifting it from a finesse plastic to a power fishing plastic spinnerbait trailer. If you're familiar with Brazalo Custom Lures,
I was throwing their buzzbait this past week.
So his Wee Whacker, and him and I are partnered on some of these designs too.
Nice.
His Wee Whacker is probably my favorite buzzbait on the planet, and I'll show the chat that I've never seen one because I brought my buzzbait box. The Wee is a micro buzzbait, and this is one without anything on it, and you guys can see it's super light. I believe it's like 5 grams without any plastic on it. And with the MRE, the whole point was I wanted a micro buzzbait that kept the tracking on it. So my first time I threw the Wee Whacker, we were putting the MRE on it like this.
Yeah.
And we all dubbed it the MR Wee, right? So this became our most versatile bait. We ended up partnering with him to design our tack toad. So this toad here is specifically made for the Wee Whacker. It fits over perfect. Him and I sat down in CAD and we worked it out. So a lot of the baits that we draw are for a purpose that fits us, right? Because I don't know how you fish, right? So if I'm trying to produce well, I don't know how to produce a plastic and show it works unless it's something I'm comfortable fishing. So every product that we have was designed for that. So the MRE, minnow ready to eat, it transferred from Maryland down to here, but then you move south and you're throwing big Mondo speed worms. This was the first one we designed down here, and this is the private. And this one is my summertime bait, believe it or not, even though it's huge. This is tied on 5-6 different ways on a fishing trip, and you'll catch them on it. And that's just the fish in the South, what they're looking at, what they want in their
Yeah.
pattern. So
Really quick before you move on, you flew over the MRE. If you guys have any questions about the MRE,
yeah.
why do you love the Brazalo buzzbait so much? What's unique about it for you?
So I am a micro bait style fisherman. Even though I'm targeting, bigger fish now in the South, I like throwing smaller presentation baits. And my problem with a larger buzz bait is usually they're too heavy, right? So if
Hmm.
I want to slow roll the bait, even if it has a smaller blade presentation on it, it's going to drop in the water column. If a fish misses the bait, I can't slow it down so they come back and track it.
Right.
So the Wee Whacker, a friend of mine, Aaron, was like, "You need to try this. This is more your style." I was fishing a fishery here that they did not eat the frog, and that's my number one is a popping frog first, or smallest popping frog.
Okay.
Weren't eating it. Threw the Wee Whacker on, light switch, and I was able to slow roll it. I'm able to skip the Wee Whacker really well. It skips very nicely under cover, and we don't have a lot of docks in some of the places I fish, so it's all skipping under cypress, Spanish moss, things like that. And I caught 2 fish over 7 pounds in one trip on it within an hour, and I was like,
Chill out. Sold.
"That's it. That's it." Now, it is a smaller buzz bait, and it needs to be tuned a little more. You can see how thin the wire gauge is,
Yeah.
but Danny added, and he's on Dark Horse's thing right now, probably talking about the weight. But
Oh, is he on there? Really? He's on there.
yeah, he's on there tonight. I talked to him this morning. He installed this little sleeve here, and that's going to give you a little more structural integrity to the bait. So you're still able to catch big fish in grass. So I was like, man, if I'm not throwing frog, and it's subtle noise, it's not super obnoxious. It's enough to draw the fish out. They track it down. They're not scared by it. If they're getting their face pounded in on Santee during tournaments, right?
Yeah.
We used to big clacking buzz baits. Now you got the small, quiet one coming through. Like the shad are real small here too. They school on small shad balls. Perfect. So it sold me over after the first 2 fish, and now I'm a buzzbait guy. I was never a
Well,
buzzbait guy before.
tell us the story because Bass Hole, New Hampshire, has got a comment here. I would poop myself if I caught 2 7s in one trip. Someone's like, I would if I just got one. So you have to walk us through that story. Like, put us in was it from the kayak?
Yeah, I was live on TikTok actually during the whole
Oh,
thing
really?
too.
Okay. Walk us
Yeah.
through kind of water temps, morning. It's kind of like give us a sense
So
of.
I fish no graph in certain spots. No
Okay.
optics. I go by structure 100%. And this specific fishery, water temp was probably in the upper 80s. It was in September of last year. September,
Hmm.
early October. I got to look. It was, yeah, that time frame. So upper 80s, right? But the key to why I think it was different is this fishery is full of hydrilla, matted hydrilla. Max depth. There's a channel that runs 14 feet. I have scanned it in the wintertime.
Right.
But I was fishing in a column that was maybe 4 to 5 feet. And what most people don't realize, and I'm not an expert by any means, but this is just from my experience.
You caught 2 7s
Grass,
back to back. You're more expert than a lot of people listening in right now.
well, grass not only holds, cool temps, it holds heat, right? So when you're getting in that transition period in the South with the temperatures, the grass is going to hold some of that cooler water a little longer. And my thought was, okay, let's fish the grass edges in the channel, see if any of these fish that are camped. I only fish in the morning. I don't fish evenings. I got kids and all this other stuff. So those are tied.
I hear you
But
there.
let's try to pull these fish out of the grass, because in Maryland on the Potomac, I would fish a frog, during tidal conditions, right? And then when you get that transition tide, you can see where the pockets are and you can work them. It's not here. So started throwing buzzbait on edges, saw some activity, some swirling, some boils. I was like, that's more than I've seen. Had 2 fish come up and smack it pretty hard. Caught one, he was a 19. I was like, all right. And then we got into a
Solid.
pocket. Generally, if I find the pickerel, I find the bigger bass. And
Oh,
I caught three
okay.
or four I caught 3 or 4 big pickerel, and I was like, I think
What's
we're
a
in the money
big
spot.
pickerel? Because I've only caught one in my life in
20,
Pennsylvania.
25 to 27 here
That's a
is
big
pretty big.
pickerel.
So I shake them off. I don't like them. They destroy your gear. But we were live. and I would do like, I would go live from 8 to 11. That was my time frame that I'd fish live. And the bite turned on at like 9. And I caught the first one. It was actually my personal best until this last fish I just caught. Is 7.62. Caught him on the buzzbait live. Came out of those grass patches I was burning it around. Ate the buzzbait at the kayak and landed that. Turned, go to the next channel, fish it exactly
At the
the same.
kayak.
Yep. It was like
That was
5 feet
violent,
from it.
really fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it sharked. So it sharked it down. So you got
Yeah.
to see the whole thing. And there's a video of it coming out of the grass and you see the shoulders on it. And then so we moved to the next channel, still live, caught a 6-1 right out the gate. And then the next one, I cut the live, I caught another one, he was 7.25. So it was 23 and a half, 22 and 3/4, and 23, I think, were the measurements on those fish.
Heck yeah, man.
And then after
Those
that,
are
it was
days
just
you
game over.
you dream of.
Yeah,
you live for those.
yeah, that was that month. I think I ended up with 112 inches or somewhere in that range. That was the best month I've ever had, and that kind of turned me on to South Carolina fishing. Credit if Chris is watching, Chris Platts.
What's
He was
his
with me
YouTube name?
Fishing with Platts is his YouTube
Okay.
name.
I don't
Unless
see
he
him
did
yet. You
change
called
it.
him out and he's not in the comments. Come on, Platts,
Yeah.
if you're out there.
So he he kind of showed me some of the techniques down here to transfer, and I always compensate. I'm like the candy man. I always bring plastics and hand out stuff to everybody. Like, here you go. Thanks for, hooking me up or showing me something or pointing to that tree and I caught a fish on it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, man. The quality of fish down here, you always hear about Santee in this area, and it's just until you see them, you don't realize how big. I mean, I still haven't caught a 10, right? My biggest
Yeah.
is 8.62.
Well, you're from Maryland. Yeah. That's
yeah. So
I'm
when you
from
see the
Ohio.
head
Like
on
right
those,
same line. I understand.
yeah, it's insane. So the buzzbait was what they wanted, so I started tying on buzzbaits religiously, and I hadn't thrown a frog. Usually a frog was always tied on, or two, and I didn't tie a frog until probably March this
Yeah.
year.
I stopped throwing frogs as soon as I catch a 6, a 7, and a 7 as well. So
Yeah.
got a question. I got 2 questions for you, actually. One's coming from the audience. Braxton's Tackle Shops. I got a question for you. How do you get a buzzbait to stay on top when I do? I have to crank it so fast I don't think the fish can eat it.
It's weight, plastic size, and then you gotta. It's your overall
Could be your
weight, right?
line. What depends what line you're using. I mean, some
So
people use the
generally,
wrong line.
yeah, I use braid for everything, and then I know
Yeah,
people are going to scorn me. Even in the summer, I use braid because I fish a very specific way.
I wouldn't
But
scorn you. I use braid.
yeah, I don't use leaders. I use nothing. The only time I use fluorocarbon is if I'm smallmouth fishing. That's the only time. That's it. Um, with the it depends what size blade, how big, and how heavy the buzzbait are to start. Right. You also have to look at your reel itself. Right. The higher gear ratio reels, how many turns per handle, right? How many feet per turn? That plays a big factor in it as well. For me, generally, I run a buzzbait on 7 to 8 gear ratio.
Yep.
And target weight with a plastic, I'm looking at 14 to 17 grams. And that seems like a very specific number, but it is
It's
because
pretty specific.
you can with this is an E-blade, right? The smallest blade that they have. An E-blade. Generally for a bigger one, I'll go with a C blade, and this is their M1 with the C blade. You can still slow roll these. You just have to make sure if this lure head is 3/8 ounce, I'm not going to put a toad on it, right? Because that's going to make this overall bait even heavier. So I'll put something else, a smaller, thinner profile bait on there to bring the weight of the buzzbait down so I can slow down with it. There's a lot of different factors like that I look at. Total weight, right? And
Name
blade
the grams.
size.
Do you literally like gram these things out? Do you like put it on the scale and be like,
Yeah.
nope, it's this is like
Yeah, because
science.
we do it. So
You
we
like
do
get
it with the
into it.
hollow body frogs. When we design the frogs, we have to gram them out because they're so small. Some of them are 2 1/4 inches. So 1 gram will change the complete angle of sitting for the frog in the water with the hooks you're using, how long the skirts are. So I'm pretty we're very adamant on weighing out our plastics when you shoot a mold, right? When we
Yeah.
design the mold, the cavity fill and weight. You want to make sure that the weight isn't too much. Our minnow, our straight tail minnow right here, and the MRE weigh exactly the same. And there's a reason, because I run them in the same applications and I don't want it to change how the bait is going to react with it as a trailer. So we weigh a lot of things.
Well, I like how much you geek out about it. It's not about
Oh,
shooting and selling. You're like, hey, this has got to be perfect. Perfect.
I will nerd. That's why I got into it, man. I'm an engineer by trade. For work, I work in communication stuff, satellite work, and you can get
Oh, when
really
you said 9
technical.
to 5, I thought you meant your bait company.
Oh no, no. This
Oh
is still
crap!
the.
You got 9 to 5 bait company and trying to do content creation. I tip my hat to you, my friend.
This is the 9 to 1 a.m. and then get up and do it again.
Heck
So
yeah, grind. I love the grind, so appreciate that. My second question for you was your move from Maryland, which is kind of like Ohio. We're like on the same line across the country. A lot of fishing's a lot the same as well. To the Carolinas, where you're at now, right? What are the biggest differences that you've noticed in breaking down a lake, fishing in general, lures that you use? Kind of walk us through that transition for you, because you recently just made it. You just moved down there like a year ago, correct?
yep.
Hit me.
Biggest thing off the gate, depth. A lot of the fisheries, big lake fisheries that I'm targeting in Maryland, your reservoirs are deep. You have 60 to 100-foot deep reservoirs, so you can target some of those drop offs in cooler water right in the summertime.
Mm.
Some of the deeper water vegetation you can target. Here it's not like Lake Marion and Lake Moultrie, Santee Cooper, right? You're 100, 200 yards off and you're 5 feet deep. So there's,
It's like when I was
in our
fishing today.
reservoir where I'm filming a lot of our stuff is a very pressured reservoir. And that's another thing. I like to fish pressured fisheries just because it's more challenging for me. The reservoir we're fishing, the deepest hole I found is 14 feet and it's in a little cove in the
Oh
back.
wow.
Mainly it's like 6 to 8 in the middle, and then you're fishing sub 5 foot, right? So right off the gate in the summer, I'm learning July for the first time here, right? I moved here in June last year, didn't really get to fish as much as I wanted to until, that August, September timeframe. Depth, huge. Temperature obviously is going to go with depth. Structure is 100% different. Cypress trees are a different animal than timber, just
Oh,
in
I bet.
buckbrush. We had buckbrush up there. Deep water hydrilla is, there's submerged grass here, and you target that. When you target that, you find them because it's sand bottom most other places here that
Okay.
I've seen. But for me, I'm still looking for pads and grass, floating grass of any type. That is my comfort zone. Most of the time you find standing cypress trees within both of those, then I'm in heaven because I can throw a jig or a shaky head at the tree, or I can frog, throw a speed worm, drop stuff on pad edges, right? Because you have your cover. A lot of the bigger fish come up from main lake into the pads and they sit and they try to feed on the small bait. So we don't have, and in Maryland, it's a little bit, it's more overwhelming to me in Maryland because I try not to use optics as much as I can. And that
Mm-hmm.
sounds weird with everything we have. We're on a Garmin 93 SV, and I use
That's what I got.
I use my mapping just to mark fish and any structure I find, and I use down imaging because I'm usually in thick stuff and it won't even scan. So,
Sure.
the depth is really it's throwing me off because then you got to find where they went to, right? As opposed to, oh man, I see that main lake point and there's a drop off, right? I know generally something's going to be
In that
near there.
vicinity, right?
Not here. You got they are, but they're not. You got to go find them a little more.
Interesting. Fascinating. All right, we're at 32 minutes, and I was teasing out at the beginning of the show. Andrew texted me today, and he's like, "Hey, would it be okay if we do like a giveaway?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I'll go get the giveaway tool set up." And so we're gonna do a giveaway here in a second. So let me share real quick. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so what we're gonna do is, if you guys write in the comment section, tactical for tacticalfishingco.com, which is Andrew's company. If you type in tactical, and all these entries should start coming in here in just a moment. Let me see. So y'all got to write. There we go. There comes 2. All right. So we'll let this go for a minute. You got to write tactical in there. We'll do the giveaway here. Actually, we're going to do 3 of them. So we're giving away 3 $35 gift cards to tacticalfishingco.com, which is all the lures, all the soft plastics that we're talking about right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the screen at the moment. Go ahead and write in tactical, and we'll continue this conversation. Walk us through some more of your baits. You walked us through the MRE. You just started getting into the frog, and we went on a giant bunny trail, which I personally enjoyed. So thank you.
Yeah. So the frogs, and some people are scared of the colors because we like reds and pinks, very visible. And for the people that, the viewers that talk about frog fishing, right, we'll go into why bright colors are essential for us. But so our main frogs were designed in the snakehead community because we needed tough, smaller frogs, right? So I'll show my favorite. This is our B2.
Okay.
VMC. We pick VMC hooks on them, and they're not made with the standard plastic that most frogs are. This is another material. So I have one guy make these for me. Tied noses, so we don't have any sliding. Flat nose because I like to slap the belly of my frog, and this adds as is like a little pad. And they're pre-weighted, and we measure them out. Like I said, the grams are important. So they're pre-tuned, no boiling. You don't have to bend your hooks up, and they sit waterline with hook tips at point. So this is our biggest frog. This is my grass guy right here, the B2.
Okay. It's
Our
got like a
newest,
little. Is the skirts cut that long when you get it?
so I cut them a little bit, just because here
that's pretty short.
I've had, so this is the standard how I leave them.
A little bit. You butch that thing.
No. So the head wobble on this, if you have a longer skirt, it's going to throw off how it wobbles.
Sure.
And what it does is it hunts on its own a little bit, right?
Okay.
So rod tip down, reeling it, and it's going to hunt. I also, the weighting is so tight on this. If I put anything larger than that, it's going to stick it up a little higher than I want it. And when you get into snakehead and stuff like that, that was like one of the benchmarks. Snakehead eat from the rear, right? More so than bass, where they'll turn on it.
I've never caught a snakehead, so I got to get down there with you, and you got to put me on them.
Yeah, we'll have to meet up in Maryland, man. It's a blast, but I do not like short striking, and having a 1.5 inch skirt as opposed to like a long 2 or 3, we get a lot less short strikes on it. I could always get them made longer, but I personally, that's how I wanted them.
Yeah.
For our general frog community, right? And most of those guys are snakehead. This is our walking lizard, and it looks interesting with a blade, but it's called the Rizzard, right? And it is a self-walking frog with a line tie, kind of like a
built-in
knot.
line tie. All right,
yeah.
Loop knot.
So blade for flash, but it also clacks against your weight. And this one fully walks on its own. So if you reel this slow, it's going to go back and forth, do the thing. Plenty of video on that. But this was our first drawing of a frog. We just released it again with a blade mod, and then changed the hook angle on them a little bit. Hook gap, we wanted external weighting, if you can see it there. So you have a decent hook gap for the snakehead, right? And then Kevlar line tie. Prevents break-offs. It's tied directly to the hook itself.
Braxton Tackle Shop says, need it. I need it.
Yeah, we are always sold out. Like, if you follow us, you will see our frogs get sold out within. That is our biggest thing.
Really?
Right?
Sold out?
Yes.
How fast?
The Rizzard sold out in about, I would say, 20 minutes or less.
Well, Braxton, if you need it, you have to be quick on the draw, my
friend.
Yeah,
if shops want them, I tell them to message me, and I'll add them to our restocks. But our one of the smaller. This is the pad slasher. My camera's on the wrong side.
Well, really quick, like before you hop into this, so how does someone get on, like, to know they're available online? Do you have like an email list that people can hop on, and then basically you pick out the email, hey, they're available, and 20 minutes later they're gone?
Yeah.
All right, head over to tacticalfishingco.com.
Yeah, so
and you can check that out.
We'll be restocking frogs next week. We have almost I would say almost 1,500 frogs that we're restocking. So
Ooh, juicy.
it's
Those will last 25 minutes.
yeah, the Rizzard is the one that was newest, but this you can see the pink a little easier. This is the pad slasher, kind of like a scum frog body with the hook humps built in, a little
Yeah.
smaller of a nose. This is 2.3 inches, but line tie front. And all of these basically I'm throwing in the thick cover, right? So we want to line tie them so they don't slide down your hooks and stab themselves, right? Fish are notorious for doing it when they pull on the skirts. It's going to pull that nose down. So we tie them. And then the one that,
Real quick,
yeah,
hook angle for all this stuff. Is it
yeah.
different from lure to lure?
So we use the same hooks on 2 and 2, right? So we have to change the body shape based on that hook. So with the slasher, if you see can you see that little gap in
Yeah, I
between?
do.
Okay, so we wanted the angle when it's sitting in the water, it's going to be like this, and your
Yeah.
water line is going to be touching the tips. You have to change the weight, right? With the B2, they use the same, here's the black version of it, the same hooks, but because of how long the frog is, the buoyancy is holding more air inside of here because the tide knows it's going to sit more flush, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the body had to be changed in styling. So those hooks still they're right on the top, they're not on the side. So as soon as it depresses, that fish gets got, right? So we do
Yep.
change the body to the hooks we want to use. We test hooks and we don't like them. We end up, find new hooks and tweak the body slightly. We've done that a few times over the years. But the one that most people use from us is this really small popper here. And I trim the skirts down real low, but this is our dragon pop. And this is by far our most popular frog, hands
Is
down.
that the red pad slasher?
No, this is the dragon pop.
The dragon pop. There you
Yeah,
go.
this one is, and if any of my guys are my team are in here, this is the one. Like most of our snakehead guys in Southwest Indiana has been using this in the leopard color, which is this one has been destroyed by fish, but in this color, and we use vibrance, right? And this is where the learning comes. Frogging and heavy vegetation is a lot of visual, right? If you're throwing a black or a dark brown frog on dead pad fields or on hydrilla mats, it is going to be a lot harder to see if the fish actually ate the frog and took it or missed it, right? So when we're fishing some of these reds and these pinks, it's because we're making bomb long casts because the fish are skittish, right? And we want to see if the frog is gone, and you can do that kind of like a bobber right in the middle of the
Yeah,
water.
that makes sense. I'm following your logic.
Yep, no pink. Oh, that means it's time to set the hook, right? And so that's why I use a lot of if you see any of my videos, it's a pink or a red because I fish it quick. I fish it in really heavy stuff. And if I don't see that, that flash of color, I know it's under the water. They got it and it's time to roll.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not like the violent, like blow up. Sometimes it's a right. You got that long, but I love that you didn't try to go into the science of color for the sake of that's what frogs see. You're like, no, I want to see that thing's gone or not. So.
Yeah. You're going to have more confidence in how you're working the frog, right? Because when you first get started frogging, learning how to walk the dog, learning how to do some of those micro movements are harder. But if you can see it,
yeah,
you can see if your rod movement is and your reel turns are actually performing and moving the frog the way it's supposed to. So that's, white is very good, right? White is a very classic frog color. If you're learning to fish with a frog, throw white, right? It's easy to see, or a green or a yellow. Like the Kayak frog has a very nice chartreuse or green throat. That's a good one to start with.
I love it. All right, so let's pause for a second. And so
Yep.
if you just hopped on recently, about 5-7 minutes ago, if you write tactical in the comment section, we're going to let's give away one right now. We'll do another one toward the end of the show or two more toward the end of the show. All right, so write tactical if you have not. And also thank you, Stinky River Tom, throwing some money our way. So appreciate that. All right. So write tactical. You got about 5 seconds to do it. And we're going to give away something. We have 29 entries, but 63 people online right now.
And I'll just
So
need their email address. It's a virtual gift card, and those will get out to them tonight.
yeah, whoa, come on. Oh, we got 30. All right, we're gonna do the draw. You can't win more than once. So we got 32 people in. Let's head over here to giveaway tool in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 2 more people got it in there. Draw. All right. Who is the winner of the first $35 gift card to tacticalfishco.com? That is going to be 10K Sweaty Fishing, my man. All right. So your email, Andrew, do you mind throwing it out there or not? I can do mine.
Yeah, I mean, Tactical Fishing Company LLC at gmail.com.
There you go. So,
or it's on the website too, tacticalfishingco.com. Scroll to the bottom, email's on there. Shoot me a message. Or you can message me on Facebook here. My Facebook is linked.
Only 10K Sweaty's Fishing. So if Andrew gets 3 people like, hey, one, he's gonna figure this thing out. So
yeah, just say you're 10K Sweaty. And I'll be like, gotcha.
You're gonna have like 19 people. Hey, I'm 10K Sweaty Fishing.
Oh,
please send me your digital code. I love it. All right, we're gonna do a couple more here in about 15 minutes or so. So, all right, let's keep this party going. Do you have any other baits for us?
Yeah, so I'll just run you through kind of real quick.
You don't need to go quick.
This is the private. Hold your comments. It is a 7-inch worm. So I didn't really fish big worms until we moved here, right? It is a mag speed worm. You can see the flail tail on that. It's more like a dragon tail. There's a lot of video on that on the channel. Of this has like a very flowy action, right? It's not the vibrant, fast speed tail, more like a bait fish, right? So this is our newest design down here, deeper rib cuts in that bait. And this is probably my most diverse plastic for right now. I burn it on top water with a 5/0 hook over pads. I drop it on pad edges, right? Does really well on a shaky head. That's what I caught my personal best on. We designed it. If you pop the tail off, it's a taper tail and becomes a mag shaky head worm. So if you're into shaky heads, this is our mag shaky worm. So that was our newest one down here is the private. The combat craw is kind of the most versatile if you've heard of Battle Baits or any of those brands.
I got a couple of those in my box.
So Flint and I are really good buddies, and the combat craw was drawn to fit the brush bomb to a T. That is what I drew this thing for, was the brush bomb to scale. So it is 3.5 inches, smaller craw, right? Tube-shaped body, has good action, fits on a jig. But what I like to use it for, if you get those pinchers that get cut off, it turns into a Ned, a little finesse Ned. And so the combat craw was another one we pulled down here.
All your lures are like 2 or 3 in 1 lures.
I always multi-purpose. That's my deal. Has to be a multi-purpose bait. Yep. Everything has 2 purposes. That is like tactical.
Really?
Right?
All right, that's your deal.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense. Tactical fishing co. You got to have multiple.
I want it to cover a lot of different things because I don't want to come out with 30 molds. So if I make 10, the Tactoad, this is our Brazalo collab right here.
That looks juicy, by the way. That color and everything. I want it. I need.
This is called Busta, and it was named after Don Bustamante. He's an angler here that was, put us on some fish with this color. So we ended up, it's like the deal, right? It's like Z-Man, the deal. I just don't steal the name. But this was made for the Wee Whacker. After I started catching fish on the Wee, Danny and I got on the phone and started drawing, and this is made to fit the Wee Whacker perfectly. Now I needed to fulfill a swim frog option for me because I swim frogs on belly weighted swim bait hooks right through pads.
I love subsurface frogs.
Yep.
Love them.
Or underspins, right? So it had to be a thick body so it could hide that hook. That's why it's curved. And then if you pop your feet down, they detach and they are like 2 little grub tails swimming behind it. So swim frog, buzzbait frog, 3.6 inches. So it's a little smaller. We got a 4.2 coming out here soon for his bushwhacker and stuff. He wanted a bigger one. So,
I got the Elite. So I'll have to.
The Elite is a good one.
Got it.
Yep, yeah, but the tack toad, the M1, the bushwhacker, it fits up to that lower body. But how he designed some of them, like the Pro Elite, you slide it over that weight, right? And with the Pro Elite, or with, this is what the patch slapper version. You can see you don't need a stinger hook with these. It protrudes it out the back. So this is the tack toad on the bushwhacker, and that's pulled over the weight.
Okay.
So that's the tack toad. The missile minnow. This was another one of those. I need a specific bait. I fish flukes a lot. I like single tail flukes because I can use them as a bladed jig trailer or
100%.
a shaky head. So some people scope with this. I don't live scope, so I don't try to market it as that. But this is 4.5 inches, has your hook fins on the top to hide your hooks. Bladed jig trailer, right? You got your hook slot on the belly if you can see it.
Yep.
Shaky head, Ned, right? So this is when I go bowfin hunting. This is my weapon of choice for bottom feeding fish. It would be my smallmouth bait. That's what it was originally going to be intended for. So
Yeah.
then,
Those two little, like, at the tail, it's moving so fast on the video, but those two little knobs, is that what it is? Got it.
yep, yeah, and these are my personal ones, so they're a little crimped out from being in the box. But yeah, two little balls there, and then we incorporated a skeg. If you can
Yeah.
see the skeg there,
I can
that
see
just helps it. That helps weight distribution on the tail. So it's going to counterweight it, make it swing more. It's not as like tight as most single tails are. And then the hook slots, we V-tapered this bait so it rolls really well. So I fish it on a jig head. So you get that water distribution on the side instead of a round bait that you have to force roll. The water will hit off these flat sides a little easier. So that's the minnow. The I don't fish
Really
the minnow as
quick.
much as yeah.
Now I got some comments I want to read.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
So we have Mo Bryan. I caught a 10-pound bass with your frog, bro.
Did you really?
That's no joke. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
send them things in, man.
Yeah, send those photos in.
We're starting a program. I'll say it here. We're getting coins. I'm Army guy, like
Yeah.
coins. So we're doing a staggered program with coins and incentive rewards. So 10 pounds is one of them. Shoot me a message if you did with a picture, and I'll give you the first one. But it's a nice medallion,
There you go, Mo
aluminum
Bryan.
coin, right? So have your weight of your fish on it and stuff. We're gonna make those to order for people. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Nice. ZMRC Fishing Videos says the
That's
Dragon Pop is a tournament machine.
so Richie is on my design team. This is his baby. If you want to check out
Lizard
this is
Zizzard, what do you call it again?
the Rizzard.
The
And the
Rizzard.
dragon and the Dragon Pop is also his child. He has a few videos on YouTube here. He caught over 50 snakehead in a day on this thing. He's caught
Jeez.
over 100, I think, this year on the one that he's fishing.
In a day?
Yep, one day. Oh, check out his YouTube. If you want to see snakehead fishing, ZMRC is who you gotta look at. The guy is
Where
a
does he
magician.
live? I need to go catch it. I've
Maryland.
never caught a snakehead in my entire life. Oh my
Maryland.
gosh.
Yeah. Hit me up sometime, man. I'm planning a trip out there, late summer, early fall, and we Potomac River is loaded, man. Big old green
Threaten me
fish.
with a good time.
Tons of snakehead. Yeah, it's great. But Richie
it.
ZMRC, he keeps me motivated with the frogs because I don't fish them as much now. He helps me design. He's in the chats with our guy that helps make them for us. So he's a big part of why these things are as good as they are, is because of him. So if you fish them, thank him. He's the one that tests them more than I do now.
The classy kayaker says, "You are killing me, Andrew." Like Chase needed more reasons to buy more frogs.
The frogs are the fun, but I fish plastics a lot, right? So it's a good compliment. I work on the plastics with our bass design team, and then we got our snakehead team that put these through the ringer and come out with the new ideas and help me out with it. So it's fun, but I like to fish. So I go out and I throw these. I only fish my plastics. So if you beat me in KBF, I'm not going to throw a hard bait, and I won't throw a spook at schooling fish. Those are two things that keep killing me this year. And I'm like, I'm going to do it one day, but unless I know a bait maker that makes hard baits, I like to throw small business stuff. That's just what I do to help them promote with content. So
yeah. Have you ever been part of Dark Horse Tackle? box?
So that's a funny story. I need to hit up Zach because the MRE was going to be a thing with
I was
them.
about to say that's
I had
literally the lure I thought was going to be in there.
I had
Should be
some
in there.
issues with the design. I had an individual that owns a patent reach out to me, right? And
Everybody
got
and their
some.
mom probably reaches out to you because everything looks like
Well,
something else.
it kind of scared me because I was younger in my knowledge of how to go about handling that. And
Sure.
buddy in the business, a more experienced brand, gave me some recommendations how to pursue it. That is now done with. So
I
that
really want to know what that was.
it's Rage, the Rage patent. They go after everybody.
Oh, everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. I've heard of this story probably 7 times over.
Yeah. So for me, I work in an environment for my day job that I can't take a risk with that. So
Yeah.
it was more of let's do what other people are saying other businesses that know the process are suggesting, right? And then I moved, right? That was right before I moved. Um, but I made sure to hook them up with a friend in the business for that specific box. Yeah, but Dark Horse, I need to message him. I need to change my address. I was subscribed to them. Love their stuff. They small business bait maker, US bait maker stuff. They do phenomenal work. So
Yeah.
those you guys already is sponsored by it, but it's a great box. I purchased it. I have them out there. They have great stuff. A lot of these things you see, the
Brazalo, all
mini
that stuff.
guns, all the battle baits, the Brazalo stuff. All my friends in the industry, they're all in the box. So it's good stuff.
All right, so this little pause, we're gonna do another giveaway. All
Yep.
right, let's go ahead and bring this bad boy back up. So if you recently popped in the last 5-10 minutes or so, write tactical in the comment section. Tactical for Tactical Fishing Co. Just tactical. We're gonna draw again. So you got about 10 seconds to put that in there. Now, doesn't matter how many times you put tactical in there, it's only gonna it's not gonna duplicate it. So we got 37, 38. We get 2 more, which is weird because we have 72 people live right now, but we only have 38 people who want something for free. 40. There we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're drawing, folks, for another $35 gift card to Andrew's company. All the lures that we're talking about could be yours. Southwest Indian Outdoors, come on, let's go. I love it.
That's
now,
so
the classy kayaker, your husband does not need to buy them. He now gets them for free. So there you go. Awesome.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, but a lot of, since moving here, talking about July hot, right? Some of the main tactics that I'm using are fully involving frog plastics, right? Our paddle tail, the POG, a little more top, the Big Easy style, I put them on weightless hooks, burn them over grass. Spinner baits, throw spinner baits here like a jig, believe it or not, on cypress trees. A little less fishing them, more using the flash on the drop to trigger bites. Stick baits are the number. I am not a stick bait guy, but they're the most popular thing that I have here because.
Really?
Yeah, they just catch fish. I mean, now we'll go.
Show me, because I like me some stick baits.
I'm sure this is the Swagger stick, and
I like it because it's like fat on the outside.
Multi-purpose, right? But the biggest thing is if you wacky, there's your wacky slot right there.
You already have it. You don't have to guess, folks. He's already got the slit for you.
If you're using a hook, see that crosshair?
Yep.
That is for a 4-aught or a 4-aught trocar. Is what we drew it to. But the biggest thing is salting, right? We may or may not have taken a lot of different stick baits, melted them down, injected them into our molds, weighed each individual bait to figure out how much salt we need in these. So
may or may not have, folks. May or may
not have. And again, Chris isn't in here, but Chris is the one that provided the test baits to do so. So a lot of people here run it on a shaky head. Wacky rig is big here, weightless Texas rig. But the biggest thing with the Swagger, I'm not going to break this one apart because this is a product bag. But that break right there, that becomes a TRD.
Yes, it does.
This is 2.8 inches, right? The main bait is 5.2. So when we drew it, we wanted the back half to be usable if the front gets ripped. Same thing with the front here. It kind of looks more like an egg sac. It's ribbed. If you lift drop, you can feel them vibrate a little bit from the riblets in it. A lot of people throw these here. I'm not the biggest stick bait guy in the world, but it is the number one catcher in the Santee area of our products.
Yeah.
Because it's so universal to how you fish it in any temperature, right? So hot water. This is the king of hot water down here is
Yeah. Heck yeah.
stick.
To
So
be honest with you, I love, like, I was fishing a yum dinger this morning, and it it's got a limp to it, but that thing is like sloppy.
oh
I
yeah,
like it.
she wiggles on the drop.
Yeah, I was about to say that thing is like
Yeah,
limp biscuit over here.
when I first designed this bait, I'm not sure if you know what Innovative Sportsman is. They make an inflatable kayak. Um, there's some videos out there Jeff Little has done and a few other people. But so Trey was helping me test the first iteration of these, and I'm not a stick bait guy. Ball rate was off. It wasn't good. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So after moving here, uh, it became like a lure in the box, right? I needed to perfect this thing. So we really worked on fall rate, type of plastic. I run this with a different plastic than anything else that I use for any of the other baits. And it's durable, but on the drop, it does what it's supposed to do with a stick bait. And that's,
So help me out on the fall rate, because I am very particular. I love the Yamamotos, but there's a lot of other lures that I don't even know exist, like this one, until tonight. And it's just a noticeable difference when you have that fall rate and it falls and it wiggles. I mean, literally, it's night and day if someone who fish a lot of worms. And so, in relation to, how does that one perform? I have a feeling I'm gonna be buying some of these. I'm the winner of the third $35 gift card. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to be buying some stuff
so
from Andrew Blair tonight. Just kidding. We're going to give away one more at the end
I
of the
will
show.
say that and Gambler were some of the test baits that we wanted to emulate.
Okay.
So it is very, very comparable. A lot of now Yamamoto does do a sand blend in some of their stuff, right? On their laminates, sand bottom, salt top. So I can't replicate that. So you're going to get a little difference. But a lot of people that I know that fish the Yami are fishing these now, right?
Okay.
And they're seeing success. I'm not going to say the Senko is the all time best stick bait ever manufactured.
The
Like
freaking, yeah.
on
The
camera
goat.
saying it. It is the standard, right? Yum dingers are cheap. I throw those. Used to throw them on shaky heads, right? Because they do what they're supposed to do.
I throw them if
Um,
I don't want my worm to sink. Like if I have like 6 inches of water column, I'm pulling out the
yeah,
yum dinger because
yeah.
I know it doesn't
So
sink very fast.
yeah, I use spear point for hooks. So spear point size 2, right? It's a medium to with a size 2 with braid. It's a medium to fast fall rate for that setup because the hook is bigger. If you go a little bit lighter of a hook, lighter gauge hook, because we have both in here and you'll bend hooks out. Lighter gauge hook, it is that medium fall that emulates a Gambler or a Yamamoto. It is
Yeah,
very, very similar.
I like it.
So that is a good
All right.
idea. I need to do a water video. I haven't done one since we changed it.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right, we're over an hour here. I like it. This is fun. If you haven't done so yet, one, please hit that like button on this video that is live right now, wherever you're at. Most of you guys are on YouTube and girls. So hit that. We'll get some extra yardage out of this video when it's all said and done. But if you haven't done so, hit write tactical in the comment section. We're gonna give away one more $35 gift card to Andrew's company, and we're just walking through all these lures. So this is fun. What else you got for us?
The last one, well, we showed the paddle tail briefly. It's a paddle tail, right? I drew it so it can be salt as well. This was actually my first drawing and is the bomber bug.
Bomber bug. All right.
I'm a creature bait guy. more than anything on this planet if it is a plastic and I'm not burning it on top of the water. So the first one was this detachable antenna right there. I don't want thick flappy legs. If you can see the little ridge,
Yeah.
I use this mainly as a shaky head bait, dragging on bottom, punching. It's very good for punching because of the shape. And most standard 1 ounce tungsten weights fit on the top of this head. And then your claws are thicker. We want the thicker claw bug on this so they don't get ripped. But this is what I was using in Maryland more than anything. In some of the deeper water, I drop this on ledges, drag it up rock ledges. This is the bug. She
There
is
it is.
my baby.
It's a thin bug.
Yeah, it's thinner profile, but it is. We wanted taper in that butt, if you can see it.
Yeah.
So your hook lines up right. It's not
So
getting jammed too much.
I
So
see that it's a creature bait, but what else is it, Andrew? Because all your lures have dual purpose.
this I think is the only one that is just a creature bait. Now, so I put this on the Weed Whacker too. This is what I was throwing before we drew the toad. It makes a great buzz bait trailer just because it's rounded. It skips real good. But I think the bug is probably, you're right. I need to redesign it.
I found it, redesigned it, or
Found
just
it.
cut the claws out and just call it
Yeah.
the Ned rig.
I love D-bombs. I fished missile bait
Uh,
D-bombs forever, right?
I love
It
them
is
too.
another staple. So I wanted to go with a different variation so I can still maybe use that if I want to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I like it. You got some comments over here. Steve Billington Fishing.
Oh.
Bomber bug is a hammer. I like it. What else we
Steve
got?
loves the
O'Brien. That thing hammers bass. Hammer, hammer, hammer.
Steve, we have a deal. He has to have an MRE in his pocket at his wedding. He loves it so much.
Oh wow. That's
It's
that's next level.
He's getting a gold chain. I told him I'm making an MRE gold chain.
I need to get one of those. He says,
Hey.
"All hail the MRE." I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. You know, I told my wife, I was having a conversation with her. I was like, "Hey, when I die," and she don't like this conversation. She's listening upstairs, I think. You have to, 1, cremate me, and 2, spread my ashes in the lake where I caught my largest bass. And she's like, "I'm not doing that." It's like, you don't have to do that. Just go onto my dead YouTube channel, because I'm no longer there, and be like, "Hey, can anybody run my husband's ashes to whatever
funny.
lake?" And I'm sure someone will come by on their way to that lake, and they will spread my ashes. And then anybody who catches a bass out of that lake will be like catching a part of Daren Wendell. That's
so
what I
funny.
want. There's my wife. There she is. There's Wendell Woodworks. The
That's
silly
funny.
face. So, y'all can join me. Have that conversation with your significant other tonight. Let me know. Let me know their reaction. Are they on board? Or are they not on board? So when it comes to colors, do you have any like, I make this color, it's a unique color, I don't see anything like it out there, and or you're like, meh, colors, I only throw a few of them.
So
Catch the fisherman, not the fish type thing.
I used to make those unique. We have one that we kind of made after a teammate. We call it Doc Special because Doc Lock Fishing. He does a lot of my video, photography stuff, and it's a teal top with a, if you can see that purple hue on the belly.
Yeah, I do see that.
This
Everyone
was
listening is like, no, I don't see it, Daren. But yeah,
this
I
is
see it.
yeah, there's it's green pumpkin with teal and blue on the top, and then it has an iridescent purple with silver and black flake on the belly. And that was the color he wanted. It does very well for us here. But I got rid of a lot of the niche specialty color things. I do monthly exclusives, right? But I got rid of that once I got my molds made because I want people to be familiar with the colors that we're putting out, right? Like
Sure.
the flashy colors that most bait, myself included, started with, right, are, you want to get their attention with the color even though everybody else has the same mold. Okay, so once that went away, we stuck to our classics. Like in the paddle tails, we try to stick to the bait fish theme colors. We have a shell cracker. This is our gizzard shad right here, just
Oh
the
yeah,
smoke gray. You can't see the purple on the belly, but
I see it a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with my awful ring light. So we try to stick to, the combat craw. This color dirt bag is probably. And I didn't know Beast Coast had the same name. I let my buddy name it after the song. But it is a tan belly with a green pumpkin purple and
Teenage
gold.
Dirtbag, is that what you're talking about? That song?
Yep. Yeah. So so
So good.
this was a mistake color. I was trying to match Gobi from Z-Man form back when I first started, and then I liked the tan in the belly more. It imitated crab, some of those smaller river-based forage, so we kept it.
Yeah.
And this is our more natural series. And then the black and blues and the green pumpkin blue flake is a really popular one down here.
Okay.
Um, green pumpkin purple. I know a lot of friends out in the Midwest that fish green pumpkin purple a lot. Um,
Purple's
you
like a
know,
sleeper color around here. Not a lot
it,
of people throw it, but it is a sleeper color.
it,
I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I have some purple in my tackle box.
green pumpkin purple
Mhm.
is, if you are a Potomac River angler, it is deadly. Green
Yeah.
pumpkin purple is deadly on the Potomac for smallmouth. It is my number one color up there. So
So a couple more questions as we kind of land this plane a little bit, and then we'll give away that last $35 gift card. What is on the horizon for your company? Is there any like lures that are coming out or any soft plastics that you're designing that you can talk about right
yeah,
now?
yeah, they don't see drawings, so it's fine. No, right now, we always get test molds manufactured so my team can fish it and we can generate
Sounds
content.
expensive, by the way.
It can be, yeah. Test molds are not. My mold guy likes me now, so he kind of hooks it up a little bit. But
All right.
if anybody wants a mold maker, if you're a bait maker, hit me up. He's great. But we're doing a 5.2-inch version of my paddle tail. And like I said, you move and you shift your target, and a lot of this is going after the big easy fans, right? The guys that are dragging these big 5-inch paddle tails over grass. Also to appease our saltwater guys up in Maryland that fish for big striper and stuff like that in the winter. ZMRC is one of the best striped bass anglers I've seen from a kayak. He's catching
All
monsters
right.
off the kayak. So that is for sure in the pipe. A standard shaky head worm, flat belly worm is in the docket. I have some shrimps drawn because we're now in
Okay.
Charleston.
There you go.
So I have probably about 10 drawings down there. There's a lizard we're working. There's a lot of stuff. It's always the machine is rolling. But the next to come are bigger variant sizes of the paddle tail, the toad. I have a 6.5-inch minnow for big blade chatterbaits
Yeah.
and for stripers for jigging. People have already seen that. I've already put content out on that though.
Yeah.
So
I love it. All right. Well, let's do the final giveaway. I love giving away other people's money. So Andrew, thank you so much for being generous with that. But
yeah,
this is fun for me. All right. If you haven't done so yet, if you're coming in late to the show, go ahead and put right tactical in the comment section. So right now we have 42 up here. We're going to do a draw again. You can't win twice. So sorry, Southwest Indiana Outdoors. Sorry, 10K Sweaty Fishing. But go ahead and write tactical. And in 10 seconds, we'll get this, the last and final giveaway tonight. All right. Tell me when we hit 43. Anybody out there? Oh, we got 43. Here we go. And we're drawing. I see. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Basshole. Sorry, Bartell. And the winner is
his wife.
This is Southwest Indiana Outdoors wife, the classic
Yes.
kayaker. This is complete randomizer. It's the giveaway tool by StreamYard. I had nothing to do with this. Congratulations. You guys now have $70 collectively as a family to go spend.
That's funny.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, tell us where everyone can find you. All where are the platforms you really like live, and just walk us through for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the show.
So for personal content, all platforms at Andrew Blair Fishing. Instagram, it's _fishing. I haven't changed it yet. For Tactical Fishing Company, it's the same thing. Tactical Fishing Company. TikTok is where I call it TFC. Mainly focused TikTok and Facebook and Instagram for the business, for myself, kind of spread the love, trying to grow the YouTube here at Andrew Blair Fishing. So that's the biggest venture, but try to keep it simple, no crazy names, just, easy to
Yeah.
find.
I mean, I know the answer to this, but no podcast or anything like that. I mean, you have zero time, so
Man, we used to do the live shows on TikTok, once a
yeah.
week, and it was a lot of
Oh, there
fun.
you
But
go.
yeah, I stopped doing them when I moved here. With the exposure comes people that are replicating, and I just saw a lot of it. So
Yeah.
kind of stop those. I've been got a studio I'm building over on the other side of this room to maybe start a tactical talk weekly show, just rigging, just based on like the newer angler, right? A lot of our followers are newer anglers that are looking for that kind of feedback. So um, we've toyed with it. It's probably going to happen by the end of the year once I get this the studio over here finished. But
Yeah. Well, my friend, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your generosity. Congrats to everybody who won. Reach out to Andrew
yep,
through his website and go check him out. Make sure you get his YouTube a subscribe, see all the great stuff that he has coming out and all the other platforms is he on. Andrew, you're the man. I really appreciated. It's not where I thought the show was going to go tonight, but I'm sure glad it did. I don't really know where the show. I mean, I literally I prep for the shows. I have like 30 questions. I didn't get to. I got to one, which was the intro question, and then we just went. And so it was really natural, and it was a lot of fun for me. I didn't know
yeah,
that you did all this stuff. I knew you as a content creator. I didn't know you as the businessman.
I try to
Lure
divide
maker.
it. So I'm glad you said that. I try to keep it divided very
You
well.
keep you
So
keep it divided really well. So
yeah.
you did a good job there. So well done. And yeah, so everyone, we are going to be next week. What is next week? Is next week iCast?
Yeah, what week is
No,
this?
I got
It's the
2
week of the
weeks.
18th.
Not
Yeah.
next week. I'll be here next week. We'll have the podcast next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The following week, I'm heading down to iCast, so I'm going to be pumping out a trillion shorts about what's happening there, and we can do a bunch of videos on the way back. So I'm excited about that. But Andrew, thank you so much for your time. Everyone go check them out, and you guys have a great night. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed show. And also a big thank you to Dark Horse Tackle. You guys are freaking awesome. We talked about it a few times, but if you haven't checked out Dark Horse Tackle, the sponsor of the show, go ahead and do that, darkhorsetackle.com. You guys have a good one. See you.